This is my pile of stuff I'm bringing camping, like clothes wise, and like my blankets and pillow. It's definitely too much, but I need variety. The whole point of this camping trip is to read and sleep. The goal that I'm setting for myself, mind you, it's a very loose goal because if I don't achieve it, like, it'll be fine. At least I read a little bit. I want to try to read 3 books, but I'm going to bring 5, I think, just so I have some variety if I end up DNFing a book or just not wanting to read it in the moment. Not in the middle. I'm almost done Magnolia Parks, The Long Way Home. It's like 70 pages. I want to finish this today, but realistically, I don't have time for that. Because I don't want to bring this book and add the extra weight of carrying this book around if I'm gonna read it for like an hour. I have one book picked out that I know I want to bring and read. The Storied Life of A.J. Fikry. This book is obviously a whole lot more popular right now, and this is not the cover that the books right now in stores have. I found this book on my shelf a couple months ago and I was like, Mom, you have this book? And she's like, yeah. Told her it's so popular right now. Anyway, that's the first book I'm gonna bring because I feel like it's just a cute little story to read, and it's short. Look how short it is. Let's see how many pages. 246 pages. What else do I want to read? There is a book. Where it is, I have no idea, but there's a book that I bought somewhat recently, like within the past few months, that I want to bring. It's so possible that it's like that book. This book is called The Most Fun We Ever Had by Claire Lombardo. It is general fiction, and I believe it's the story of a family, sisters and whatnot. I'm gonna bring this book. I'll tell you what it's about when I read it. I'm going to bring Saltwater by Katie Hayes. I talked about this book in my last video, but it seems very interesting. I think I'm not gonna bring The Shining just because I do have Saltwater, which is like a murder mystery. So I don't really know if I want to bring 2 books that are kind of in the same realm. I know that like The Shining is horror. I don't think Saltwater is. It was in the general fiction section. I am going to bring Rebecca by Daphne du Maurier because I've been wanting to read this book for so long, and I also want to annotate it. It also is gorgeous. It's not too long, so less than 450 pages. I think I am going to bring Crown of Midnight, the second. Okay, to preface, I read Throne of Glass first, and I'm going to read Assassin's Blade third. Because according to my research, that's the publishing order. And that's how I like to read books. Crown of Midnight by Sarah J. Maas. This will be the 5th book that I'm bringing. Also, I'm currently listening to Michelle Obama's book. It's an autobiography, I suppose. It's so interesting. You should definitely listen to it. It's read by her, so highly recommend. This is the stack of books that I'm bringing camping. To go over them, we have Crown of Midnight. Crown of Midnight by Sarah J. Maas. Saltwater by Katie Hayes. Most Fun We Ever Had by Claire Lombardo. The Storied Life of A.J. Fikry by Gabrielle Zevin. Rebecca by Daphne du Maurier. And I guess also Magnolia Parks, The Long Way Home, if I don't finish it today. Now we need to pack. the rest of my stuff. So I made it. We're camping. I set up my tent. I'll show you in a minute. I'm still finishing unpacking, I guess. I'm going to set up the hammock right away. It's very nice out. It's kind of cloudy, so I don't think I'm actually gonna go to the beach today. But I'm 105,000% setting up the hammock to read. Like now. I just ate some lunch, but I'm still hungry, and I found these chips. Spicy all dressed chips. Let's try them. I don't like big chips because I like to put the whole chip in my mouth. You know, like this, that's too big. Anyway. Yep, that's good. So this is where the tent is. I do have my air mattress set up inside. I just haven't put all my blankets and stuff in there. And I have two contenders for where I'm gonna put my hammock. Here or here. And I guess I could also go there between those two trees. It just, I do like that spot better, but I don't think the cords of the hammock are long enough. So everything is set up pretty much. I've got my bed, my blankets. I put one of my blankets in the hammock. It's super windy, so if all of a sudden my tent collapses, it's just because of the wind. Then I've got all my clothes and my bag of books and stuff. And my heater is over there, just in case I need it. I'm going to try to decide what book to read now. I haven't checked in yet because check-in isn't till 4 p.m. and it's like almost 2. Crazy that it took me like 2 hours to set up. I don't know if that's impressive or not, but I set up a 12-person tent or a 10-person tent by myself. It definitely took an hour, but I did it. I'm going to show you guys some of the things I brought. I brought my rollerblades because the place I'm camping has a paved trail that I can go rollerblade on. I was going to bring my ukulele, but I forgot about it and didn't remember until I had already left home, and I didn't feel like turning around. So it's not the biggest deal. Instead of playing ukulele, I'll watch Stranger Things. I brought my mild liners because I know that these are supposed to be highlighters, but I like to use them. Oh, it says marker and highlighter in one. I think majority of people use them as highlighters, but I think they're super cute as markers. I do also use them as highlighters. But I also brought one of my coloring books. I have colored in here a little bit. That's crazy. I didn't know it bled through the pages that much. Oh, weird. That's so weird. Okay, so I was coloring this picture. Obviously, I didn't finish it, but it bled through onto the next page, like yellow, and like it's not that surprising. But it also led onto this front page, yellow. And maybe I'll continue coloring this picture because it is super cute. Also brought, this is my reading journal, guys. I do not have the time or patience or creative skills to use a bullet journal as a reading journal. I've tried so many times, and I have one at home right now, but I can't. I like to put the title of the book, the author's name, the day I started it, and then the day I finished it. This is my rating, and then I put how many pages it was, or if I read it on my Kindle, I put K pages, and then also for audiobooks, I put how many hours and minutes I listened to it. And then I have this, I don't really need anymore. I used to make this list on just a plain piece of paper because I would set a specific reading goal, how many books I want to read in the year. And then these are the weeks of the year. and I would read 2 books a year to complete the goal of 100 books. 2 books a year? No. I would read 2 books a week in order to complete 100 or 110 book yearly goal. I don't really know why I've continued this. It kind of just, whenever I start a new book, I write it here, and then once I write it in here, I put a check mark beside it, and then once I've finished the book, I cross it off, and then I add a tick to the tallies. That part of this is kind of unnecessary, but I've been doing it for 5 years now, so I'm not gonna stop. Tell me why I'm recording on my phone when I have this camera. Not a clue. Saltwater is my top contender at the moment. I think this is the book I'm going to start reading right away. It's kind of short. It's only 319 pages. I may have just spoiled something for myself on the very last page. Anyway, also The Storied Life of A.J. Fikry. These are the 2 books that I'm most excited to read, or that I want to read right now. The other ones are looking kind of chunky, and I don't want to read any of them at this moment. How? That's actually crazy because they're almost the exact same width. But one of them has 200 more pages than the other one. More than 200. I'm going to read Saltwater. I'm gonna go sit, lay in the hammock, and read this for a couple hours. So I'm going to set up the hammock now, and you can watch me. Driving home. The campground that I'm staying at is not very far. It's like a 20-minute drive. So yeah, I'm going home. I am laying in bed now. I'm gonna read for a bit. It's super early. It's like 8 p.m. But I'm tired, and I wouldn't mind waking up early. So I'm gonna lay in bed and read. I'm about a third of the way through the book, and I'm liking it. I'm invested. I don't know if I'm invested. I wouldn't mind finding out what happens, but it's not like I can't put this book down. I'm gonna keep reading. I want to finish it today. I don't know if that's possible. It would take me probably 3 hours, 3 to 4 hours. Everybody, it is Sunday, Mother's Day, and this is my first and only full day camping. I leave tomorrow because I have to work on Tuesday, but the plan for today: read, possibly drink and tan. It is so nice out right now. The high is 32 degrees or something Celsius, which is crazy. It is, I actually don't know what time it is right now. I want to say around 8, but it might be earlier because I got out of the tent at 6. Last night, while laying in bed, I continued to read Saltwater, and I got almost halfway through. I'm going to lay in the hammock and read for probably a couple hours. I don't know if it's nice enough for me to want to lay on the beach right now. It's not going to be 30 degrees until 2 or 3 p.m., but it's also supposed to be cloudy then. But then again, it was also supposed to have a thunderstorm last night, and that did not happen, so I don't really know what the weather is going to do. Either way, I'm going to sit here and read for a little bit. I would like to finish this book before I go to the beach, so I don't have to bring more than one book. Because after this one, I'm 100% going to read Crown of Midnight because I can't stop thinking about Throne of Glass. This is the fit for the day. I just bought this shirt at Walmart. It's so cute. It was like $8. Hey guys, so I'm trying to find the beach. Not a clue where it is. I tried to Google Maps it and it took me to a road that I'm not allowed to go down. So I'm driving now. Oh, that's cute. To try to find the beach. And hopefully I come across a sign that says beach. I do have a map of the campground, I have a map of the entire park. And I don't know where I'm going. I don't understand the map, obviously, because I tried to walk to the beach yesterday. Couldn't find the trail. I went on a trail and it was a loop. Took me right back to my campsite, pretty much. So that was not helpful. But I think I may have gone the wrong way. But I can always turn around. I got the whole day. I do know where I am. Like, I recognize this area because my family and I used to come to this area for hot dog roasts when I was younger. Oh, it does not say East Beach. It says East Gate. There's the beach. Let's go. I found it. I found it. That is actually a miracle, you guys. East Beach. That's where we're going, I guess. Okay. I'm looking a little bit goofy. That's the word I'm going to use. I didn't get back from the beach, but I just finished at the beach because I'm burnt. Can you tell? My back burnt. I have had exit. Ooh. I don't know if I want the exit. I have had an allergic reaction on both of my forearms for the past week-ish, but it's been on and off. And at first I thought it was a heat rash, but when I googled heat rash, it is like bumps and it's in places that are prone to getting sweaty. So like, I don't know, under your knees or like behind your knees, under your boobs, probably in your neck, you know, things like that. But it has come out every time I'm in the sun. Oh, that's a bruise. You can't see it in the video at the moment, but ooh, I don't know where I am. So the allergic reaction was getting a little bit unbearable. So I went back to my site and grabbed like my shower stuff and I took a shower. $1 for a 3-minute shower. that was a pretty good deal to me. That was the best dollar I have ever spent in my life. After my shower, there was a little store right by the shower room. This guy probably thinks I'm going so slow. The speed limit is 20. Hopefully you can hear me over the air conditioning. Sorry guys, I will in fact continue what I was saying. I just need to... Oh, I'm in gear. Well, you all just witnessed that. That was embarrassing. Anyway. Obviously, I should not be recording a YouTube video, eating a Freezy, and trying to reverse into a parking spot all at the same time. I went to the store after my shower because I wanted a Freezy. I didn't know if they had Freezies, but I found one. And then I was just browsing around. I was actually trying to see if they have any allergy relief because Reactin is not working for me. But they only had like bug bite stuff. And I have bug bite stuff and I have Reactin, so I just didn't buy it. But I did buy some other necessities that I forgot to bring here, like paper towel. I should have bought garbage bag. Paper towel, a sponge, and some soap to clean my dishes. I don't know if that's actually a burn, but it's just on my cheeks, so I guess it's cute. But like, oh, you can't see. For starters, my chest's super white. Also, what is that? Literally, what is that? I have no idea what it is. It wasn't there before I went to the beach. There's now a wasp in my car. Anyway, I'm gonna get out of here and then I'm going to just chill and eat my Freezy. And then I'm gonna organize some stuff and do some school. Yeah. A little bit of an update. I haven't read anything and it's like 4 p.m. because I went to go do some schoolwork and realized that my assignment is due today. And I was, still am, not done it. I was just eating some lunch and my fruit is not cold. So I have to go, well I don't have to, but I'm going to go buy ice. Because if I want drinks, I want them to be cold. I'm back in the hammock. This is the 4th time I've set it up, this camping trip, because it keeps occasionally starting to rain for 5 seconds. So I'm like, oh, I better put the hammock away, and then it just stops. It is 7:30-ish right now. I am hungry, but I have Smokies and s'mores, of course, for dinner. And I'm going to make them on the fire, but there's a fire ban and I can't have a fire until 8 p.m. So we have half an hour to burn. Get it? And I'm gonna read. Last night I stayed up and watched Stranger Things because I have it downloaded on my phone. But I would like to stay up and read tonight. It actually bothers me. Anywho, there are so many like flies and chipmunks, bro. Did you see that chipmunk in the fire? Literally get out. I had a little piece of my English muffin in there for my breakfast. And he wanted that. Oh, that'll work. How do I stop it? I think you're just gonna have to deal with it, guys. I think this is as best as we're gonna get it. I hate condensation. Okay, this is a debate. Condescending. If someone has a tone of being condescending, is the tone called condensation? A tone of condensation? No, that sounds so wrong. But it could be, right? Condescending. it's not a tone of condescension. Anyway, I'm gonna read. I'm over halfway through the book now. BTW. The time is 8:02, which means I can have a fire. So as you saw, I am officially all packed up. There's nothing left in my campsite except my car and my hammock. Checkout is at 3 o'clock, so that means I have to check out before 3. But there is nobody coming into my site. Nobody has booked my site until Friday, and it's Monday. So I'm just going to stay here until I feel like it. I do want to be home by 6 because I have to unpack my stuff, and I have some school that I want to do. I'm going to read because I can and because I want to finish this book. This book is about a woman named Sarah Lingate who died by falling off a cliff years and years ago. And the POVs that we get are her daughter, who was 3 when she died, and her daughter's best friend. Those are the main POVs. And we occasionally get flashbacks of Sarah's. The Lingate family goes to the island, Capri, where the mom died, every year on that anniversary of her death to mourn her. But when she died, there was kind of speculation that her husband Richard may have done it, and that's kind of what we follow. And there's some weird things going on. Obviously, it's not obvious, I guess. The Lingate family is rich, okay? And Helen isn't really like them. She's rich, but she's not like those people because her mom married into the family. Richard was a Lingate, and then Sarah married him. And we kind of just see the drama around all of that and how Helen feels about this, and her best friend Lorna, the other POV we get, how she plays into all of this. So pretty much Lorna and Helen are trying to leave the family. Helen does not want anything to do with this family anymore because they don't feel like family, you know? And nobody will talk to her about her mom, and there's obviously some hidden stuff. So they are trying to get out of the family, but she still needs some money and stuff, you know? So then the book kind of just goes on, and then Lorna disappears, and Sarah's investigation is reopened. And then Helen is kind of just rethinking everybody. She's like, who is Lorna really? Because her whole life, Helen was taught not to trust people because people want to use rich people for money. And so she's trusted Lorna, but now she's rethinking that trust, and she's also rethinking her father, her family members, and everything like that. And she's trying to learn about who her mom really was. So far, I'm liking it. It's not going to be a 5-star book, but I wasn't really expecting it to be. But it's good. I'm going to say my prediction here, but it would be a spoiler. So if you are going to read this book or are currently reading this book, skip ahead. And I think that Sarah is alive. Because Sarah and Richard were fighting on the night she died, because for starters, Sarah was cheating on Richard with his brother Marcus, and Marcus is actually Helen's dad. Helen doesn't even know that. Sarah and Richard were fighting because Sarah wrote a play called Saltwater, and it was about this rich family, blah blah blah, and it was essentially Richard's family, and he didn't want her to publish it because it would bring out the truth about him, and she wanted a divorce, and he would not let her get a divorce. And that is what they were talking about when Richard killed her. He didn't necessarily mean to kill her. It was kind of an accident, but they were like fighting and pushing each other, and then they were like, he was holding on to her and he let go. And then she stumbled off the cliff down there. But yeah, and then like Richard literally confessed to Helen, but nothing's gonna happen because they're rich. But I think that Sarah's alive solely because of the fact that I accidentally read part of the last sentence when I was looking at the page number, and it said something to still be alive. So I think Sarah's alive. That would be crazy, but that sentence could also be saying like maybe Helen was in danger, physical danger, and she's lucky that she's still alive or something like that. But I think Sarah's alive, and I would love if Sarah's alive because Helen deserves that. She does. Anyway, that is my prediction. I'm going to read now. So I'm having a little bit of a predicament right now. I don't want to leave, and I want to just sit here and keep reading all day, but my arms are like unbearable. I don't think you can tell, but they're so bad. Obviously sitting here isn't gonna make them better, but it's also not like super hot out. But I don't want to go home. I probably should. I really don't want to.